It's Romie here. So this is the review for If Loving You Is Wrong, Season 1, Episode... Well, is this Season 1 or Season 2? Episode 34, whatever it's titled. This is the episode where Alex is still, trying to hide out, and Rusty finds out that Alex has a new baby by the black man neighbor next door. Randall, you ain't... This is probably the one and only time where I was actually in agreement with Randall, because Randall was really getting to Rusty. I thought they were going to fight. I was upset. I thought I was going to see a little tussle. I kind of wanted Rusty to mess up Randall a little bit, even though I know that wasn't going to happen. But then again, with we finding out that Rusty actually raped Alex from the age she was 6 until she went away to college, I don't think I would have been mad if Randall beat his ass either, but all that happened was Randall's like, well, you know what? Your baby is black. As long as in the state, what was it, in Mississippi or Missouri, as long as you're a 10th black or a quarter black or any black at all, you're black. You're a Negro. I was just like, Randall, stop it. And at first I thought Rusty was going to go and shoot him or try to fight him. But Rusty goes running in the house. I'm like, oh crap, Randall, run. He's getting his gun. He's getting his gun. Randall's mom is like, chill out. What are you trying to do? You see this man is a bigot. What are you trying to do? So Rusty runs into the house and talks to Alex's mom. It's like, okay, so where's your gun? What's going on? Well, she's like, I don't have my gun. It was like, you always have your gun. So he goes and checks her purse, and it's not there. She was like, I left it. I left it when we left the house. I just wasn't thinking. And I'm just like, what type of dysfunctional couple is this? It's so dysfunctional, it's functional. Is that how that works nowadays? And so he's just like, is it true? Have you seen the baby? And I was like, yes. Is he black? I was like, yes. Are you sure? Are you sure you're sure you're sure? And she was like, yeah, he's black. And of course she's nervous. She's terrified because she knows what he can do as far as the mayhem and destruction he can cause. So she's freaking out. He was like, where's Alex? Where's the baby? Where are they? It was like, are they upstairs? Alex, get your ass down here. Nope. She's not down there. I mean, she's not up there. She's not in the house. Randall and I have been trying to find her. While we convinced you to play the game, while I convinced you to play, to watch the game, I was trying to find her. I don't know where she is. And this is when Alex's husband comes in. Damn, how did I forget his name already? He comes in and tells Rusty, get out of my house. Get out of my house. You have to go. Get out of my house. And he was like, boy, are you telling me that my daughter slept with that boy? Was raped by that boy across the street? He was like, no, your daughter slept with that boy willingly. She committed adultery. It was like adultery. See, shout out to Tyler Perry for this show because they did the casting right. I believe the actors and actresses on this show, every single last one of them. There hasn't been any one particular situation where I felt like the acting was weak. Everyone plays their part. If they're supposed to be annoying, they are annoying. If they're supposed to be goody two-shoes, they're goody two-shoes, and I believe all of it. So shout out to the actors on this show, because haves and have-nots, and sometimes it's a hit and miss with some of the actors. It's like, okay, they're there for the pretty... Anyway, not the females. The females are all killing it, and all the male main cast members as well. It's, some of the extras just like, he's just trying to help them out, give them opportunities, but, they can't act for crap for this particular role. But in this show, amazing. Oh yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, by the way. Now, like I said, Randall's like, get out of my house. Why do I keep saying Randall? It's not Randall. What is his name? It's not Eddie. What is his name? Alex's husband's name? Oh, damn, I'm going to figure it out by the time the video's over. And so he was just like, okay, so you've been raping Alex ever since she was 6 years old. You're the only rapist here. And he was like, communist. And that's when the gun gets pulled out. Alex's mom was keeping the gun in her pocket because she didn't want Rusty to find it. So she goes and she shoots Alex's husband. Damn, what is his name? And it was like, don't touch him. don't you ever touch him again. And Rusty was just like, yeah, that's what you get. Don't touch me. He's like, don't ever touch me. I'm like, Rusty, you almost got your ass beat. How Rusty's the type of guy that he goes and gets his ass beat and he's still trying to act like he's big man on campus. Now you have Ramsey out there looking like, what the hell is going on in this hoity-toity neighborhood? And Ramsey was just, because Kelly, of course, pops up after the parents leave. What perfect timing. And Ramsey was just saying, you know, I think there are gunshots next door. It's like, do you know what's going on? It's like, what? So Kelly's like, oh, well, I have to go over there. He was like, what are you trying to do? So he's like, no, I'm going to go over there. And then, of course, Kelly follows him. The funny thing is, Kelly's so bad because, you know, when Ramsey kind of took authority, she was like, oh, okay. I'm like, Kelly, stop it now. I know you're hot in the pants, but relax for a moment. Brad, that's his name, Brad. I just remembered it. Shout out to me. Okay, so Brad answers the door and it's like, he was like, yo, what up? I was like, what up? I thought I heard some gunshots. I was like, well, no, we could. So Kelly's just like, you know, yeah, this is Ramsey, but anyway, how are you? And he's like, oh, no, I'm not well. Brad's like, no, I'm not well. You know, Alex's parents were here. I called them here. And she was like, you know how the parents are. I was like, I know. I just experienced it for myself. It was like, and you called them here after, and Brad, you done messed up. And Kelly was trying to really let that sink in. And at first I was like, look, Alex shouldn't have slept with Randall in the first place. If that didn't occur, then all of this would have been null and void. Alex screwed up, Randall screwed up. Brad was being petty. And I was enjoying the petty until I realized how bad it was going to be. I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't think it was going to be someone get shot for real bad. Yeah, thankfully it missed his ear. Because this whole situation would have been completely different. And again, he was just like, Kelly, if you see my wife, just let me know. And so that's how they go from there. Kelly goes and invites Ramsey back into her house. And he was just like, do you want some water? He's like, yeah, sure. It's like, yo, what is going on there? It's like, well, you know what? I'm just always involved with a lot of people's BS. Because Ramsey was like, I don't see you as the type that likes drama. Like, so I was like, I really don't. I usually deal with other people's messes. And it's like, yeah, but you enable them. That's why, Kelly. Now, Marcy calls Brad, and Marcy was just like, yeah, Brad, so I'm in a new place. When are you coming? Brad's like, you know, I'm packing up my things. I'll be leaving soon. I'm just like, you still haven't find Alex yet. You can't go anywhere, Brad. Eddie is having sex with this prostitute hooker, whatever she is, and damn it, I was doing so well with the names. Not Natalie, but you know, the one that Eddie has a daughter with and is friends with all the other women. Yeah. Well, she was talking to him on the phone as if she wasn't there, but she was there. And the funny thing is that she was pretending like she wasn't there, and he was trying to figure out how the hell does she have cameras? How does she know that I'm in her house, not in my house, and that I'm having sex? Well, she knows because she was there in the back. And not Pete. What's his name? You know, the guy that Eddie's been using all this time, the guy that Eddie shot his hand. Well, Esperanza. There we go, Esperanza. You know, I keep remembering these damn names while it's too late. She was just like, yo, you need to stop hanging out with him because he is trouble. He's up to no good. You'll just be screwing yourself over. But both of you get out of my house. I'm done with y'all. All right. After that, you have Natalie, and she's talking with what's his name? Junior? Whatever his name is. You know what I'm trying to say. Natalie's talking with her oldest son, and the thing is, he sees the paperwork for her being approved for the house, and he was just like, yo, I know you feel a certain way about Lucian, but Lucian is clean. He's a good guy. He's a good cop. You know, my drug, they know. So if there was any type of issue, I would have found out. And she was like, what do you mean you know what they know? What do you mean you rolling with them? I was like, no, I just went, spoke to a couple of them to see what was up. And Eddie, yeah, he is a dirty cop. She was like, yeah, tell me something I don't know. But Lucius is clean, I swear. So you need to go and talk to him and make it right, because now you're good. It's like, no, that's only half of the situation. I was like, so what's the other half? It's like, none of your damn business. It's like, oh, I would have said, I'm your son. Everything is my damn business that pertains to you. Well, he didn't want to get popped. But aside from that, Natalie is going to go and see Lucian, as we all figured. Randall goes and speaks with Esperanza's, the guy who beat up Eddie. The guy that Eddie originally beat up, but then he went and got his goons to go after Eddie. Yeah, him. He's the same guy that was also messing around with Esperanza. Now, he's having this meeting with Randall because his father wants to see what the hell's wrong with him. Long story short, he talks about how he's been raping women ever since he was young. He was killing animals. He was cutting himself, doing every which way thing. And he even showed Randall his penis. He was like, you know, I circumcised my own penis. I branded my own ass. I was like, oh, what the hell? And, you know, Randall was shook because it's like, something is off with this kid. You know, I'm crazy, but I'm not this bad. Now, he ends up saying, you know what, all of it's a lie. Well, except for the coke. Some coke. And maybe an animal or two. But actually, my mom was very there and supportive. And my father, he traveled a lot, but I never felt neglected. But so there we are. I'm just crazy because I'm crazy. And if you understand what I'm saying, you won't say a damn thing to my father. You hear me? You hear me? I was just like, oh, okay. Yeah, I hear you. Now, afterwards, we have, what's her name? Damn, Kelly. Kelly and Ramsey are talking. You know, they're doing the flirting that they do. And long story short, they're going to go out on a date. Kelly at one point was like, what the hell's wrong with you? You're single, you have no children. Ooh, you gay. You gay. And you have no girlfriend. You gay. And he was like, yeah, I'm gay. He was like, I knew it. And he was like, not looking the way that you do, and you single and no kids. And he was like, no, I actually had my heart broken, you know, while I was away serving our country. The woman who I loved essentially said piss off and dumped me, and so I haven't gotten back into the game ever since. It was just like, oh, you could just see Kelly's panties getting moist. I'm like, you damn hoe. And now we hear a baby. Well, actually, they go outside, and who do they see? Alex. We were trying to figure out whose house was she at. She was actually at Kelly's the back out of her house the whole time. And so Ramsey goes, picks her up, and, well, picks up, what's her name? Alex, and brings her into the house, and it's just like, yo, what's going on? What's wrong? And Kelly's like, ooh, did Brad do that to you? I was like, no, Brad didn't do that to me. It was my father. It was him. Well, my mother too, but it was him. And she was just trying to say, yo, you need to calm down, because even though I know Brad invited them, and at first, I'm sure Alex was like, okay, you knew something else that you didn't tell me that pertained to my husband. Really, Kelly? But it was like, no, I just talked to him and he got shot. And it was like, got shot? Yeah, they shot at him. And he told him to leave and all of that. So they're gone. They're gone. It was like, oh, okay. Now, while all this is going on, Brad shows up, of course, and everything is going well. Kelly's able to convince him that, okay, we're done. If anything happens, I'll let you know. The baby starts to cry. The jig is up. Ramsey's like, yo, son, you're not getting in here. You're not getting in here. So he pulls this, you know, this special ops training on Randall. And Randall's like, no, I'm cool. Dog, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. I am cool. We don't have no problems. We ain't got no worries. We good. Now, Brad goes and professes his love to Kelly. He's just like, you know, I'm sorry. I didn't know what the situation was with your parents. I didn't know how bad they really were. I did want to shake you. I was being petty, but I do apologize for that because I never meant to put you or the baby in jeopardy. Well, in physical jeopardy. Emotional, maybe. You know, just to keep up the petty, because you did screw me over. Now, after that, and he is leaving and going with to live with Marcy, and probably screw her too. The last scene is when Lucius is talking to her name, Claudia. Yeah, her name's Claudia, but you know it's Claudette Ortiz who's playing the Claudia character. Now, Claudia is just on this whole damn. Pete, did you know Pete had a little, what was it, 4-year-old or something at home? I was like, damn, little young Pete already? I was like, no wonder you were so determined. But, it's like, you know, it really did shook me up. And I can see it's affecting you too. Do you want to go out for drinks? Do you want to go out for drinks? Do you want my number? Do you want my number? Do you want to sleep with me? Do you want me to take off the panties? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, Lucian? Because she'll do it. She'll do it. And I'm just like, ooh, you a little thirsty. Thirsty. Now, of course that she's putting in her... Lucian the whole time is like, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. No. While he's trying to be good, Claudia is just like, give me your phone. Let me put my number in your phone. It's like, no, I don't think it's a good idea. So she's doing this. And of course, who shows up behind Lucius? Natalie. I'm like, all right, that's how you do it, Tyler. Leave us with a cliffhanger like that. Because we know Natalie is crazy. She's crazy. So I can only imagine what she's going to go and do. All right, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I really love this show. They really stepped it up. I just love this show so much. Please like, comment, subscribe. Again, come back next